Welcome to the Edumagic New Educator Podcast, the go-to show for supporting new educators navigating the exciting journey from campus to the classroom. Join your host, Dr. Sam Fessich, for a blend of inspiration, advice, and practical strategies, one cup of coffee at a time.
Hi, I'm Chris Nesi from the House of EdTech Podcast, a part of the Education Podcast Network, just like the show you're listening to right now. Shows on the network are individually owned and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other interesting education podcasts at edupodcastnetwork.com.
Hello, Edumagicians, and welcome back to another episode of the Edumagic Podcast. My name is Dr. Sam Fessich, and today I'm joined by KDP member Tori from the CMU chapter. Tori, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm really excited. How's Convo going for you?
It's going well. This is my first Convo.
Me too.
So I'm really excited. All the sessions have been super interesting and helpful so far.
Cool. So tell me about one of the sessions that you've attended and how it's helped your practice.
This morning's session was about really not burning out in your first year teaching. And there was just some very good language presented to us to use with parents into how to identify children and what they might need and what kind of learners they are. And then also a quote that kind of stuck out for me was, "Labels are for jars, not for people."
Ooh. So can you repeat that again?
Yeah.
Yes.
So our presenter said that labels are for jars and not for people. And then so she kind of just went into detail about how even if you have a student coming to you who has been quote unquote labeled by other staff members and previous teachers, to rip the label off and start fresh.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's so good. Yeah. I'm gonna take that. That's awesome. And Tori, I understand that your chapter presented at Convo. Is this your first time presenting at a conference?
Yes, it is. So this is my first time presenting. And I believe most of the people who presented with me, their first time as well.
Right.
We had 5 of our e-board members present with us. And we just presented on our chapter because we have been named one of the most active chapters in the Midwest region. So it kind of just helping other chapters who were present see what we do and how we get our members involved.
Excellent. Well, let's talk about some of those strategies, because if you have followed them on Instagram, they are always posting events that they're doing, professional development events, membership events, community building. CMU chapter is busy, but a good busy.
Very good busy, yes. So we talked about our e-board and what different positions and chapter officers we have. So we have learned that we have quite a large variety of chapter officers. We have 10 e-board spots. So we have, we talked about which each of those chairs is responsible for. That way for people who are trying to grow their member experience, they can kind of see, okay, well they probably already have a president and vice president, but we also have a DEI chair, a social chair, a fundraising chair, a secretary. And then we also went into detail about the points. So we don't have, a lot of chapters give their graduation cords to their graduating seniors just for being in KDP. We actually require members to work for their cords, so they have to receive what we call full Kappa Delta Pi status.
Oh, okay.
And you have to get a certain amount of points for each chair's position in order to do that.
Oh, so they have to earn their cords.
Yes.
And how has that changed the approach to developing KDP events for the members? So it's not just checking it off my box, but I'm going because I get to have these cords, because those cords are a privilege. We get to wear them at graduation, and hey, check these out. Yeah, it's a very proud moment. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm just going to use social chair off the top of my head. For social chair, you need to earn 3 points to be called full status, but we put on at least 8 social events. So it's not like we require every member to come to every event. We give opportunities throughout the semester, and I really think that has just helped our members just become more active in the chapter, because they are going to go to a social and be like, oh, this was so much fun, we love the member engagement, we're going to go to another social. And then we also have fundraising events. Restaurant fundraisers and socials are really fun. So we just partner with local restaurants, go grab dinner, grab lunch, and then we get a percentage of the proceeds depending on what restaurant gives us. So
nice. Yeah, I see. I think Panera does that, and some other restaurants as well.
Yeah, we've done Panera, Texas Roadhouse.
Ooh, Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah. Blaze Pizza, Texas Roadhouse was a big hit. And then also Ignite Donuts, which is a local to Mount Pleasant, Michigan. So.
Well, anything with donuts definitely has college students.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. And we try to, like, Texas Roadhouse can be on the pricier side for a college student, so we try to keep that in mind too, just so it makes it easier for all members to be able to, hey, I'm going to go get a $1 donut rather than spend $20 on a dinner.
Right. That's really smart. That's a great idea. So we talked about fundraising. We talked about your social events. What are some other fun things that you get to provide your chapter with?
Professional development is personally my favorite. We invite in so many different people to talk about so many different topics. We've had Dr. Sam before, and we love having her. And we've also had like faculty panels that are just open Q&A because there's no class at Central, and I'm assuming not a lot of other classes, but where you can just go ask your professors, hey, I have this question about this field, and I don't know what to do or who to ask. And they can be like, they can either answer it for you and be like, okay, this is who you need to contact at Central. And so that's very helpful for our members to meet faculty, to get like involved on campus, and to be able to ask the questions that they don't know who to ask them to.
That's really smart. I like that idea. You guys are doing a lot of really awesome things. What are some strategies as we close out our conversation that you want to share with other KDP chapters? As maybe I've heard a lot of, we're rebooting our chapter this year, or we've just restarted it. So what are some pieces of advice that you have from a very successful chapter for chapters that are just maybe getting their feet back on the ground or restarting their chapter after COVID?
My suggestion is to go big. So if you don't have funds, there's always like cheaper and or free things that can be done. Like go for a walk around campus, let your members sit in a classroom and just talk to each other about things. We did a member mingle after our first meeting for new members to get to know all the old members, and then we could know the new members. So I highly suggest doing at least an event where the sole purpose is for members to get to know each other, because that's helpful not only at meetings, like you're like, oh, I don't know where to sit, I don't have any friends here yet. Yeah. Also, when you go into your freshman classes or your transfer classes, and you're like, oh, I know this face, I met them at KDP, I can sit next to them and talk to them. So I highly suggest just let your members get to know each other.
That's awesome. I love that. And Tori, before we end out, where can we find more information about your chapter?
We are on social media. We are most active on Instagram. So our handle is KDP_CMU, and then also Kappa Delta Pi at CMU on Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tori.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, friends. So go check them out on Instagram. CMU is a very active chapter, and I know you're going to get tons of ideas just from scrolling their page. Remember, you have the Edumagic within you. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Edumagic New Educator podcast. If you found it helpful, please leave a rating and review or share it with a friend. Always remember, you have the Edumagic in you.